First of all, I am thanking Fellow Committee to selected my research paper for this conference. The heading of the research is a framework to enhance the practice of maintenance budgeting in commercial buildings, Sri Lanka. These are the presentation outline. First of all, introduction and key literature finding, research methodology, and then finding and discussion, and finally conclusion. When it comes to the introduction, building design and construction would not be able to function as planned if not run and maintained properly. However, to perform this maintenance activity, there will be an amount of money we need to spend. Based on the review of previous research paper, it seems that the cost of maintenance range from 26 to 30%. Therefore, there should be an appropriate financial tool to manage this cost and that is maintenance budget. And this maintenance budget plays a vital role to maintain the value of the building effectively. However, in recent, buildings are recognized that maintenance is adversely affected due to the inadequate funding, and that can lead to increased several risks. And in Sri Lankan context, there are like this many issues. Therefore, there is the need of well-defined maintenance budget. So to enhance the practice of well-defined maintenance budget, this research is focused on developing a framework to appropriate budget practices. And this is key literature finding. First of all, maintenance and maintenance budgeting. According to the British standards, there is a definition for the maintenance. Maintenance is a combination of all technical, administrative, and managerial action during the life cycle of an item intended to retain it or restore it to a state in which it can perform the required function. And to achieve the effective maintenance, budget should be defined through the type and maintenance strategy should be implemented. According to the literature review, there are different types of maintenance budget methods, such as historical-based maintenance budget, activity-based maintenance budget, and zero-based maintenance budget. And also, there are different types of maintenance strategies, such as planned maintenance strategies and unplanned maintenance strategies. And the use of traditional budgeting is higher than the other budget practices. It can be seen that 92% of the building practitioners are practicing historical-based maintenance budget. And when it comes to the barriers of maintenance budgeting, the barriers of budget preparation was reviewed under the major 5 factors, such as managerial factor, technical factor, financial factor, environmental factors, and social factor. And also there are other issues that affect the maintenance budget was reviewed through the literature review. And when it comes to the research methodology, the research approach is qualitative research approach. The aim of the research is to develop a framework to enhance the practice of well-defined maintenance budget. So this research involved to define an appropriate maintenance budget. We are selecting the right budget method and strategies and identifying the key considerations. In addition, the attitude and opinion of the respondents and further detailed explanation of professionals for the enhancement of well-defined maintenance budget need to explore to achieve this aim. So, considering the nature of the study, it is essential to collect the detailed information. So, therefore, I have selected the qualitative research approach. And when it comes to the data collection tool, 5 cases were selected. And within the 5 cases, 2 experts were interviewed through the semi-structured interviews. And for the in-depth analysis, the case study was selected. And when it comes to the data analysis, the manual and content analysis method was selected. Under the manual analysis, the current practice of maintenance budgeting and the key consideration, the importance of maintenance budgeting was analyzed. And under the content analysis, the barriers of maintenance budget, maintenance and the strategies to overcome the barriers was analysis with the aid of NVivo 12 software. And when it comes to the research finding and discussion, first one is deviation of maintenance budget. In the current practice, most of the buildings, there is a large deviation between the actual and projected maintenance budget. If you see this picture, you can see the deviation between the actual and projected maintenance budget via this picture. These are the cases which I have selected for this research, and these are the deviations. And there is a 2017, 2018, 2019 was selected to the analysis of this deviation. Most of the cases are negatively deviating within the selected cases. The major reason for this deviation is most of the buildings are practicing historical based budget rather than using detailed maintenance budgeting, such as activity based maintenance budget, zero based maintenance budget. And when it comes to the further in the research finding and discussion, there are some key considerations that affect the maintenance budget due to the budget preparation, such as demand for the maintenance, issues that facing when perform the maintenance work, prioritization of maintenance work, maintenance records, and maintenance strategies. And when it comes to the barriers of maintenance budget practice, the barriers of maintenance budget practice go analysis based on the major 5 factors which reviewed in the literature finding, such as environmental factor, financial factor, managerial factor, social factor, technical factor. Under that, 5 major challenges of maintenance budget practice were explored. Changes in the market condition, lack of financial support for planning of maintenance work, faulty maintenance are mentioned by all the participants as a barrier. No right budget method is adversely affect the accuracy of the maintenance budget. That means there are no practice of detailed maintenance budget. Most of the participants are using the historical based maintenance budget. Based on the last year budget, they are adding some percentage to the current year budget, and they are practicing that as a current year budget. And when it comes to strategies to overcome those barriers, selecting the right budget method is one of the important strategy, because the major reason for the deviation is there is no right budget method. Most of the practitioners are using historical based maintenance budget. And maintain the records, raise awareness of top management, avoid the faulty maintenance are vital strategies. And when it comes to the framework, this include the choosing the right budget method, key consideration that need to consider when preparing the maintenance budget, a combination of different maintenance strategies, and also this include the barriers that affect the accurate maintenance budget and the strategies to overcome those barriers. Finally, if we do the maintenance budget based on choosing right budget method rather than using historical based maintenance budget, and also need to consider the key consideration, and also need to consider the maintenance strategies. We need to more focus on the plan maintenance strategy rather than practicing the unplanned maintenance strategy, and also need to overcome the barriers. If we overcome the barriers, then finally can get the there is a possibility to get accurate maintenance budget. And when it comes to the conclusion and recommendation, it was identified that most of the maintenance budget in commercial buildings are underestimated compared to the accurate amount. And there are no significant recommendations for such a key operational choice according to the literature. Hence, a detailed and appropriate budget method is required to improve the accurate maintenance budget rather than using the historical based maintenance budget. Based on the analysis of the case study, as well as the literature findings, zero-based maintenance budget, activity-based maintenance budget methods are informative and better methods compared to the other conventional maintenance budget method. Therefore, accurate maintenance budget preparation is vital to get enough funds that will avoid the shortage of spending and the negative deviation between the projected and actual expenditure. So that's all. Thank you so much.